Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Tex. Tex is a 1982 theatrical release directed by Tim Hunter, cinematography by Ric Waite, editing by Howard E. Smith, and the music's by Pino Donaggio. It's written by Charles S. Haas and Tim Hunter. Tim Hunter is best known for The Failures, River's Edge, The Saint of Fort Washington, and Gotham. Ric Waite is best known for 48 Hours, Cobra, Adventures in Babysitting, and Red Dawn. Howard E. Smith is best known for The Abyss, Strange Days, Near Dark, and Blade Trinity. Pino Donaggio is best known for Dressed to Kill, Seed of Chucky, Grindhouse, and Death Proof. Charles S. Haas is best known for Over the Edge, Martians Go Home, Matinee, and Gremlins 2: The New Batch. The film is based off the book by S.E. Hinton, and it stars Matt Dillon and Jim Metzler. Matt Dillon plays Tex. He's best known for There's Something About Mary, Crash, Drugstore Cowboy, and Wild Things. He was also in 2 other films that were adaptation of S.E. Hinton's novels. She loved him a lot. It was The Outsiders and Rumblefish. That was correct. Jim Metzler plays Mason. He's best known for LA Confidential, River's Edge, and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I wanted to mention that Emilio Estevez and Tom Virtue are in this film. Emilio Estevez's first feature role really was this. He was uncredited in a feature film before this, but it doesn't really count, so it was this. And this is also Tom Virtue's first feature film. Both of them go on to do really big things. Emilio Estevez goes on to be in The Breakfast Club and Mighty Ducks, and Tom Virtue goes on to be like an Even Stevens. You all know him as some kind of dad, I promise. Tex was shot solely on location in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It received a PG rating due to its mature content and realism. It holds an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert loved this movie. The New York Times said it was incredible and adapted S.E. Hinton's novel perfectly. Variety didn't like the film so much, saying it had every dramatic teen trope possible, which could be true. We will talk about it. S.E. Hinton has a cameo in the film. She's a teacher that's supposed to be terrified after a prank. It was actually quite adorable, and the movie has a lot of goofs. I will link them in the description. Tex is about a 16-year-old boy and trials and tribulations in his life. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a character piece. You just are seeing him throughout these experiences, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film. A couple quick things I wanted to mention before I really got into what I thought about the film. There's a parent death. I did cry. They have a Playboy magazine in a scene. I think that might be the second time there's Playboy magazine in a Disney movie. They talk about sex. A girl legit talks about sex. It is awkward-ish. It's an awkward scene. It's also, she's really mean to him. He's semi-pressuring her into sex, which we don't like. Don't pressure anyone into sex, kids, okay? Everyone in their own time. But she says, I could picture myself marrying you, but it'd be over in a year, which is just a mean thing to say to somebody. Don't say that. Just don't be mean. Don't force people into things. Don't do that. And then there is a girl wearing a Mickey shirt in a scene. So that is a little Mickey hidden gem. I read The Outsiders growing up. It was a required reading in school, and it was really good. And I don't remember everything, but I remember somebody got stabbed and it was really sad, and she was a tragic writer. So the entire movie, I was so anxious. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was waiting for someone to die. I was so anxious the whole movie. And on top of all of that, they have this little ticking score thing during intense moments or just normal moments. There's this ticking score. It's not a sound effect. It's not a ticking sound effect. It's part of the score. It's a lead into a song of some kind. But that just added to my nerves. I was this movie's gonna be so sad. And then it's I'm waiting for it. And so then bad news starts coming. His brother has an ulcer. I was oh my god, his brother's gonna die. This is it. And then after you find out the brother has an ulcer, he's I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. You're okay, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe that wasn't the other shoe. Then they get held at gunpoint in their car, and they have to drive, and you're oh my god, his brother's gonna get shot on top of the ulcer. Something horrible's going to happen. You find out one of their friends is a drug dealer very early on in the movie, and you're oh, someone's dying over drugs. Something's going on. Then they twitch the car, and the gunpoint guy gets caught, so no one gets shot, and they get on TV, and that brings their dad back home. Flaky dad, not a great dad, but he sees them on TV and he's oh, I guess I better go home and see my kids. So no one gets shot during the gunpoint scenes. You're okay. Then the dad's home. You're okay. And then Tex keeps doing bad things at school, and you're please stop, Tex. You know better than this. And then Mason got rid of Tex's horse, and that was Tex's prized possession. He loved his horse, so he wants to be mean back to him, and he's keeping an application that Mason could get a full ride at Indiana University for basketball, and Tex is keeping the application from him, and like that's a lot of drama going on. But the whole movie you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and then it's like you find out his dad isn't his dad. He's Mason's real dad, but he's not Tex's real dad, but the mom is the real mom. And like that was a giant shoe drop, and I was like, okay, maybe like that was the shoe drop. Like he's not actually their kid, his kid, so like that's why he kind of gets treated different and blah blah blah. And Mason like treats him normal and everything, but I don't know. So I'm going on a rampage, but this movie struck a chord. So then I'm still anxious. After all of this drama has happened, there's a best friend fight and then like a semi-motorcycle accident, but he just got some road rash, like it wasn't a big deal. I was stressed the whole movie, guys. And then finally, he finds out that he's not his dad's son, and he goes off in a fit of rage, and he encounters his friend who's the drug dealer. And his friend is like, oh, I have to go talk to this guy about a mix-up. Will you come with me? I need someone to come with me. Oh my god. So then he goes with him, and they're in there, and it starts to get a little, like Tex realizes he really didn't want to do that, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna leave. So then the druggy person who wanted the drugs is like, you're not going anywhere, and whips out a gun, and Tex, like, fights him for the gun, and the gun goes off, but no one seems to be hurt. Everything's fine. He takes the gun, and he really, really contemplates killing that guy because he's like in a fit of rage, and you're like, don't do it, Tex. Don't kill the person. So he decides not to, and he goes out, and he's like grabbing his side, but you think he got punched there because the way the guy punched him. But I'm like, I don't know. And then he throws the gun, and his friend goes, lucky he didn't get you, and lucky he missed. And Tex says he didn't, and you realize like he's bleeding and he's got a gunshot wound in like his abdomen stomach area, which is horrible. So then you like start freaking out, and then his friend starts freaking out because he thinks he's going to be caught for drugs. So Tex is like annoyed with him and like rolls out of his car semi while they're moving, but not really, and goes to a payphone and is like holding his side. And this scene, you guys, I didn't get a clip of it. I really should. I should get a clip of it. If I have a clip of it, I'll put it here. If I don't, I have a lot of pictures of it.
Hi, Jamie. It's Tex. I can't remember my phone number. I don't know. I don't remember. Do you know my number? No, I just got shot. Listen, I gotta talk to Mace. Yeah, one of Lem's doper friends, you know.
Okay. Is this some kind of a joke or something?
No, sir. Listen, can I talk to Jamie?
Hey, where are you?
I'm over at the shopping center across the street from the hotel that looks like the castle, you know?
Hang up the phone.
His friend comes squealing back in the car. He's like, I was a freaking idiot. Get in the car. I'll take you to a freaking hospital. Thank goodness. Really great redeeming moment for that guy. And they go to the hospital, and it's like so big and moving. He does not die. Thank God. But I cried during the scene of him on the phone. This is just the slow camera movement in on Matt Dillon as he's like trying to like not freak out because he's shot, but also talk to like, Jamie, what's my number? I don't know my number. It's just so good. Matt Dillon absolutely killed the whole movie, but that scene in particular, And then, like, it all works out, and then he applies to the school for his brother and decides not to be mad at him and all that kind of stuff. And it's a happy ending. It's, like, good. It's a good ending. And I really, really enjoyed the movie. So Variety had said it had every major dramatic teenage trope in it. He gets shot. He's not his dad's kid. You know, he tries to have sex and doesn't. There's a drug dealing guy. His brother has an ulcer. They get held at gunpoint. Every dramatic trope. And that's kind of true, I guess. But I think a lot of it is set up so early and so well that it didn't bother me. That, or I was just in the mood for some drama. I don't know. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. Matt Dillon's performance was incredible. I remember reading that S.E. Hinton was really worried that this New York boy wouldn't be able to pull off the cowboy she needed him to be, and then was blown away by his performance. And I agree, especially that payphone scene. Wow. I think I'm going to give the movie 8 horses out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death toll is... Our cry count is... If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and you'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, but I'm not sure if you are, so you do. And don't be Cole or his dad about it. Or the guy that shot him on accident. That one fast. Woohoo!